Okay, so I'm in the backyard and right by the woods, and Toby, who's behind me there, has been chasing the white butterflies that are very abundant now this time of year. And now he's taking a little bit of a rest. And so I guess the reason I'm coming on here today is just to share what I've been thinking about, what's been on my mind. And I'm working on that project video about waves, frequency, harmonics, music, and really the musical nature of reality. One of the things I've been looking at is the whole concept of what really is quantization in terms of quantum mechanics. And it is basically that, a quantum particle like an electron cannot have just any energy. It can only have certain specific energies. And if you add a photon to it, it'll jump up in its energy to the next level. And, when you look at the levels, it kind of reminds me of a musical score. It's kind of like that. Lines, and then the notes can be in certain places, and that gives you a certain frequency that you're supposed to sing or to play with your instrument. And yeah, that's kind of an interesting little parallel. Because, in my belief, and I guess I could say I've learned this from downloads from my spirit guides, who are very musical sorts of beings, that what is going on behind the scenes is musical. And it does make sense. The energy eigenstates of a hydrogen atom, for instance, are like notes on a staff, on music paper. And yes, each note corresponds with a frequency. In the case of the hydrogen atom, these frequencies, many of them, happen to be visible light frequencies. And so you can look at what is the spectrum of the hydrogen atom, and it will be certain colors, which with each color, each stripe of color corresponding to a certain energy level, which corresponds to a certain frequency. And so the spectrum of the hydrogen atom is kind of like a chord, like a A flat major, ninth, seventh, whatever you chord. The energy levels of within the chlorophyll molecule of this leaf, kind of like in my other video. The green, that is a color that we perceive because the atoms of the molecules of the chlorophyll are reflecting that particular wavelength or frequency or musical note back at us. So it's green. Yeah. So that's sort of a basic thing in quantum physics that seems like my spirit guides would have me share, and that's one way that quantum mechanics can remind us of music. Never mind so much of the rest of it. A commenter, probably a musician from one of my other recent videos, was talking about the number phi, which of course I discussed in my video on spirals, that plays a prominent role in the mathematics of musical frequencies, musical notes, and the intervals and ratios between them, and why we find certain sounds in music pleasing. Of course, the fact that we find these things pleasing, that goes into our brains, goes into the topic of neuropsychology and the way our minds work and the way our brains work, and oh yeah, see, so much is connected. It's just amazing. I am just amazed. And wow. And you know, I if you've seen my videos, many of them, if you've seen a few of them, that is a recurring theme in my videos, just my amazement with how nature is set up. The mathematics of it, the logic of it, the consciousness of it, the connections within it. And it brings me back to the source of it all, and how grateful I am to have some type of communion with Source. And that might, in fact, be what inspires the awe and amazement within me whenever I let my mind wander on to and contemplate all of this.